Stony the road we trod, bitter the chase we run, felt when the days went home, unborn had died, yet with the steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come over a way that tears has been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of slaughter. From the movie past till now we stand at last, where the white fleet of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, Thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, Thou who hast light led us into the light, keep us forever in the path we pray. Bless our feet straight from the places, our God, where we met thee. Bless our hearts drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadow beneath thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land.
Hello, everybody, everybody. Hello. It is still Black History Month. Happy Black History. Happy Black History. Black History is world history. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to have a great, fun show. We'll get all super duper serious on tomorrow's show, but for tonight, we're going to have some fun. You see the topic, and I'm going to start off with this lovely introduction to what we are talking about as soon as I find it. Banded together from remote galaxies are 13 of the most sinister villains of all time, the Legion of Doom, dedicated to the single objective, the conquest of the universe. Only one group dares to challenge this intergalactic threat, the Super Friends. And of course, this is not the first time that I've treaded down Super Friends lane. Um, I've done this several times. I've ranked the Justice League. I've talked about who I like, who I don't like. Um, but um, I decided, you know what, repeat topics are okay. So I hope you all just flood the comment section. Normally I don't do a list of, well, it's 13 of them, so obviously I'll be doing all 13. But um, I usually don't go, well, this is 13, this is 12, this is 11. I'm still not going to do that. But my number one is like the most useful, the one I named first is like the least useful in terms of my opinion. Remember before we get started, hit that subscribe button, smash it, obliterate it, destroy it. We are at 404. That means we are 96 away from 500. Help me to do my 500 subscriber show. Please, please, please subscribe. Remember, you can always support me on Patreon. Patreon support starts at $2 per month. That goes to help to keep this program alive and essentially, hopefully, someday get rid of that stupid duck in the right hand or my right hand corner, your left hand corner. Um, so your contribution is definitely appreciated. You can also support my GoFundMe campaign. I'm still trying to raise $2,500 for some personal things that are going on in my life. You can definitely hit me up there. I would appreciate your support. Before we get started, let's hit those comments. Hello, Theus. Still running around at home listening but can't join. That's perfectly okay. So let's start. So when I think about, I the first thing I think is I definitely think there were more Super Friends than Legion of Doom members. I'm pretty sure of this, but I'm not 100%. So if you're out there and you're searching on the webs or the interwebs, just search were there more Justice League members of the Super Friends than there were uh, Legion of Doom, because there was Superman, Aquaman, Batman, Robin, Apache Chief, uh, Uh, wait a minute. Oh my gosh. I know this. I know this. Let's see. Wonder Woman, the Wonder Twins, Wendy Marvin Wonder Dog. Oh, yeah, they had way more members. They had way more. So this was already not in their favor. There was only 13 members of the Legion of Doom that I could count. And of course, the introduction told you that there were 13 members. So let's start off with who I think is the most useless, and that's the Riddler. I don't understand. I don't understand like what his like most of these villains don't have any superpowers because I guess DC thought, maybe um they didn't really need them to have superpowers. I guess some of them were supposed to be like really smart and really crafty, but the Riddler, from what I understand, his power was to create puzzles. He was super intelligent and evil genius, puzzle themed traps and gadgets. But did you ever see him in any episodes? Like, was he like out there just running around, just setting traps? And his arch nemesis mainly was Batman. So you already know he's not gonna have any superpower because none of Batman's arch nemesis have any superpowers, just like Batman doesn't have any superpowers. So I'm like, what did he do? What did he add? He never came up with a plan. He never crafted anything. He never led anything. Maybe that one episode where like there was a big truck or a big not semi what they call those, oh, big tanks. But what was he doing? Like what was he there for? I don't understand. I don't quite understand. Wait a minute. Sorry, that's getting on my nerves. Um, what was the Riddler there for? I almost thought, this is the it was for the most useless, it was a running between him and this next person, Cheetah. Besides being voiced by the worst imitation of Eartha Kitt that I have ever thought or have ever heard, I don't know what Cheetah had. I know her main nemesis was Wonder Woman. That's all I know. Was she supposed to be like they didn't want to bring in Catwoman because that would be giving Batman too many nemesis, and they thought, okay, let's give Wonder Woman a menace because she's the only female superhero. Because what did Cheetah have? She was like she was like had cat-like agility and she had like finger claws. Did you ever see her use those? What plan was she coming up with? She was never part of anything. Everybody ignored her. Nobody paid attention to her. What was she doing? I mean, she was just there. And that's what I hated about these cartoons. They had so many characters. Like they were just there for like no reason. No reason, just none. Um, just I could not think, well, what is she there for? Like I said, her only nemesis was Wonder Woman. Um, let me look again. Maybe I'm missing something about Cheetah. Um, yeah, Wonder Woman was her only traditional enemy. Um, I don't even understand. Like what? What were you there? What was she there for? I mean, so if she wore a suit wearing cheetah suit wearing woman. So she would like dress like up a cat, and I'm thinking, oh well, maybe she's supposed to. Maybe this is what like they wanted the cat woman, but again, it was giving Batman too many nemesis, and maybe that's why they switched up and said Cheetah instead of Batgirl, Catwoman. But I just did not understand. Another one that was useless, um, Black Manta. Now, Black Manta, let me just describe from what I'm reading here, because I'm reading on a back screen, but you can still see my face. Um, in his strength, so he was strong, so he actually did have a superpower. Water breathing ability through artificial gills, high tech equipment, laser beams. So he already had more going than Aquaman. So I'm gonna, but like, how many episodes was he in? Maybe four, maybe. And so this should be higher, but I felt like they didn't utilize Black Manta to the capacity that they could have. Um, I said Riddler. Oh, here's another one. Sinestro. Um, what I don't even under Sinestro was opposite Green Lantern. So if you know anything about Green Lantern, um, Green Lantern's uh ultra power, like what makes him weak, is anything yellow. Well, Sinestro has the ability to make things yellow, but I think his non-power is anything green. So they kind of like cancel each other out, I think. Um, I, and apparently let's see, for using the power of Green Lantern to instill fear rather than combat, he the Guardian's Angel, blah, blah, blah. Post-crisis, Guy Gardner, Parallax, Delicate Time Travel, Return, Sinestro Crops, blah, 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 blah. It was like, again, this is another character. Like, he was there, but like, what was he doing? Another one, almost right there with the Riddler, Toy Man. Um, he dressed like a jester. and he used toy-based tactics to commit crimes. Now, this could have been, now you would think, okay, this guy has no superpowers, so his villain would be Batman. It's actually Superman. And that is um he uses toys as his, let me get my sense together. They should have used his War with Superman more, but I think here's another one that they did not use a lot. He was just like there, just like I don't know if he was I think he was a little more like comic relief. And it was like, okay. And I think that's my problem with most of these villains is like like they had the main four villains that they were going to concentrate on. And it's just like they just added the rest just to make it 13. And they didn't really utilize the other, let's see, 13 minus 4 is 9, I think. I'm not a math major, don't ask me. But it's like they just said, okay, we'll just concentrate on these 4, forget about the other 9, and just hope that nobody notices. Um, but just a background, Toy Man first appeared in 1943 in several Golden Age Superman stories. Um, he was more of a nuisance. That's what I thought. And I literally thought this was Batman's traditional enemy, but um he didn't. He wasn't. Um so let's go to the next one. But before we do, and put some comments in here. Don't just I don't have to be the only person commenting. I see people watching. Thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna play this commercial real quick because I need to take a drink of water here just a sec. Oh, I got to upgrade, so I can't show my video, but continue to support me on Patreon. So next, Captain Cold. Again, it's like again they were just like, yeah. Um, again, this really could have came in handy, and like a few times they used Captain Cold a little bit more than they did Cheetah and Riddler and Toyman and who I'm gonna name next. But his power was um he could turn things just absolute zero with a ray gun. But his traditional enemy, again, I thought it was Batman. But again, this is the Flash. So apparently, I don't know my DC comics as well as I thought I did because I literally thought, oh, well, it's Batman again. Um, he had that it didn't even matter like that one episode where they went to Egypt and Egypt it didn't snow. He still had on the suit. Um, oh, his power could also interfere with the Flash's speed. Yeah, that see that could have came in like really, 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 really handy. But again, I'm gonna keep saying the same thing. It's like they had all of these people and they were just sitting there and they're like, okay, let's just go here. Another one, Brainiac. Well, um, Brainiac was not human. And if you know anything about the Legion of Doom, I just read the introduction where I said they were assembled from across the galaxy, but like most of them came from planet Earth. Brainiac didn't. Brainiac, um, now this one I knew. His traditional enemy is Superman. Um, he is super intelligent. He uses technology, and you thinking, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. But it was like, how can I put it? It was like they needed two bald-headed white guys, and they figured, okay, we got Lex Luthor, so let's draw another one, and just make it up. I don't know, because if you look at the characters, they look like almost identical. Um, he's a cyborg. Um, and I'm trying to think of a other something that he has. I'm gonna show you guys this picture. So let me get this. Let me get this. Okay, so Brainiac and Lex Luthor. And you tell me, do they not look alike? Well, okay. Legion of Doom. Now, of course, in the more modern context, Brainiac looks more like a robot. Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna show it because I thought, well, let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to find this, guys. Sorry, that's this show. Um, uh, we're gonna just be patient, y'all. Let's see. Oh, there it is, right there. You tell me, don't they look alike? That's Brainiac, but he's got those thingaboppers, whatever those things are on his head. Well, there's Black Manta, there's Riddler, Cheetah. But Brainiac and Lex Luthor are very similar looking. I mean, yeah, the nose is the same. The chin is a little different. The eyebrows are both arched. Um, but he's got whatever these things are on his head. Um, but again, another time they just said, we only got these four. And maybe that's because the original Super Friends, like the heroes, they only concentrated on four: Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Batman, although it was five if you count Robin. But I just, why? I don't know what he was there for. He never came up with any plans. He never plotted anything. He never traveled. He never shrunk himself, which I guess was one of his strengths. But I know his traditional enemy was definitely Superman. Oh, and the next one, literally, uh, her backstory is one that I um Giganta. Now, Giganta is her I thought her only traditional enemy was Apache Chief. Um, but also Wonder Woman is her, and this I just didn't know. This is one I just don't know about. Um, of course, she also, hold on a second, yeah. She was in the DC comics. She, like Apache Chief, could grow to be over 50 feet tall. So her clothes grew to 50 feet, but then she turned regular size and then her clothes shrank down. She was played by actress Alicia Bevrard in 19. There was a live action. Um, so the same person that created Wonder Woman created her. So, being 50 feet tall, she's also strong. But she literally, I think they showed her growing maybe twice, maybe. I don't really think they showed anything of her. Maybe she should have been first before Riddler. Because I'm like, what was she doing? What was she doing? She was there again. Some of these villains, they're just there to be there. They didn't do anything. They didn't um add anything. Like I said, I thought Apache Chief was her traditional enemy, but apparently, because y'all know that Apache Chief was added because all the Super Friends were white, and they realized, oh, we need to like be more racially diverse, so they added Apache Chief, so it would make sense that she would be Wonder Woman's traditional enemy since she was created by the same person. And I just didn't realize that. I just assumed, well, she grows 50 feet tall, Apache Chief grows 50 feet tall, her clothes increase in size when she grows into tall. Apache Chief's clothes grow when he grows so I just kind of just put them in the same lump, and they apparently are not. Um, yeah, let's see. Does she have an alter ego? Gigantic. Doris Zulu. Doris Zeul. Oh, so okay, so wait a minute. This backstory doesn't make sense because on Wikipedia, where I'm kind of looking at, it says that she stole Apache Chief's magic powder to duplicate his powers. But according to, wait a minute, now, let's see, now they got me sitting here. Gigantica backstory. Yeah, she debuted in 1944. Apache Chief was like way in the 70s. Mm, well, heck, oh, wait a minute. So let me read the original because boy, they got this wrong. Originally established in 1944, her backstory has evolved from a gorilla that evolved into a human to a scientist who, while attempting to cure a fatal blood disease, transferred her consciousness into a superpower circus strong woman. So, okay, so when did she grow? Height growth. I'm like, wait a minute, height growth story. Because I thought, oh, well, that's all she does is um, so this was a more of a modern. So it was a modern thing. So they added, so she was a gorilla that transformed evolved into a human, but then they added the ability for her to grow. Now okay, see, now I'm understanding. See, the more you know, and no one's half the battle. G.I. Joe, dun 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 dun. Um, so yeah, okay, but they still didn't use her. The next one, I kind of am upset that they never used this person, and that's the Scarecrow. Scarecrow had the ability to use fear gas to bring people's worst fears to life. That literally could have came in handy. And it was just like, well, let's just make him, let's just put him out there like a traditional scarecrow and let's make him funny and ha, 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 ha. He developed a hallucinogenic drug dubbed fear toxin to terrorize Gotham. So Batman is definitely his traditional enemy. Um, Introduced in 1941. Uh, I'm looking, and this guy's like, does he have bones? Um, and I'm looking here, I'm trying to just kind of scroll through this. But some of these pictures, when you guys have time, go out here and look. Um, uh, yeah, so he wasn't, and I'm saying he, but well, yeah, he wasn't featured, but they really could have used his. So far I've named Captain Cole, Black Manta, Cheetah, Gigantica, Riddler, Scarecrow, Sinestro, and Toyman. That leaves now we're coming to the ones that had a little bit more usefulness to the whole arc. Now, of course, the top four, I think that they concentrated on way, sometimes too much. But the next one, and this is a new one too, and I'm pretty sure, um, no, I'm gonna just not even be pretty sure. I'm gonna just check it. So, because I used to get these mixed up when I was a kid. Solomon Grundy. Um, he was a superpower gangster revived as a zombie in the Slaughter Swamp. And he was super strong, but his traditional enemies, he actually is on one of those lists that has three. Green Lantern, Batman, and Superman were all his traditional enemies. I'm not sure if he appeared in all three of the comics, but he was initially the enemy of the Green Lantern, but again, he also was the enemy of Superman and Batman, and he was. It looks like he might have been in the other comics. This guy, I can not help but to like his character. I thought it was really well developed. Of course, super strong, extremely agile. I don't know if a invulnerability is a strength or not that they got it listed. Um, Pretty sure I said Sinestro was one of the useless ones. Okay, so the next one I want to talk about is Bizarro. Bizarro is real simple. Opposite Superman. Bizarro is created by Lex Luthor um on Earth. So his he has the same um he's almost the same as Superman, but he's erratic, he's irrational, and he says, "Me, Bizarro." Now he never speaks in a complete sentence at all. Never has. Um, of course, his traditional enemy is Superman. He was created by Lex Luthor. Um, he can freeze things with beams from his eyes and flaming breath, as opposed to Superman, who uses heat ray. No, Bizarro has flaming breath. Superman has freezing breath. So again, just think opposite Superman in a lot of episodes. A lot of episodes Bizarro was in. Um, I told y'all this wasn't gonna be he didn't have, of course he didn't have like a alter ego because he was created. Um, let's see, where else was Bizarro? Man. Yeah, he would say, "Me not human, me Bizarro. Bizarro destroyed Superman. He could fly." I don't know if he was like had a kryptonite thing going. Um, uh, he had X-ray hearing, which allows Bizarro to hear through everything except lead. So they, like I said, just think alternate Superman. Just whatever Superman did, just think the Bizarro actually the opposite. I'm trying to think of something else I know. Blah, 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 blah. He didn't have like a crew that he ran with. It doesn't say here. It just says all the versions of Bizarro. Uh, da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. So that means we're down to the two. Wait a minute. Thank you. That's what I couldn't remember. I could not remember this because I know Superman was green kryptonite. Thank you, Thea. Oh my gosh, I could not remember that. I could not. I was like, he's got something. I don't know if it was kryptonite. So it was kryptonite, but his was blue, Superman's was green. Oh gosh, that was racking my brain because I'm trying to stall think, what was it? What was it? But like each of these people had like people that would hang around him. He didn't have that. So just didn't have that. So I'm um there were several versions of Bizarro, but he wasn't like he wasn't like having like minions and people that were under him. So that leaves two. And the person I'm gonna name next, probably in my opinion, should have been the leader of the group because I felt like, wait a minute, this guy or person, um, really was super intelligent, and that's Gorilla Grodd. Gorilla Grodd, obviously, he was a megalomaniacal exile from Gorilla City. So, Gorilla City, obviously, it was a city of gorillas. Just think like Planet of the Apes, but the cartoon comic version. So Gorilla City was a city, and he was trying to get power, and so they kicked him out. And so he was always trying to get back to Gorilla City to like overtake it. His traditional enemy, I say it was everybody, but it says the Flash, and I guess that's what he was created by. But him and the Flash didn't interact in the Super Friends. They just didn't. He was more up into Batman's face than what from what I can remember. Um, Gorilla City, like I said, just think Planet of the Apes. Um, but it says here that Gorilla City is located in the state of New Jersey. Um, but he also didn't have because he was a gorilla. He didn't have like an alter ego. He was just a gorilla. Um, he's hyper super duper intelligent. He's telepathic. He can control the minds of others. Um, he's has psychic powers. Um, um, I just always thought, why isn't Grodd the leader of the Legion of Doom? Why? Is it because he's a gorilla? Probably. But from what I'm reading on this back page, yeah, so okay, he can also transform his consciousness into other people's bodies. Grog has, on occasion, vast telekinetic abilities ranging from force beams, telekinetic transmutations of matter, and lifting of thousands of tons mentally. In later episodes, he is shown to have the ability to absorb intelligence through consumption of human brains. Ugh. And he also possesses great superhuman, although he's not human strength, um, far exceeding that of any ordinary gorilla. So I always thought, man, they got the wrong person. They got the wrong person leading this because um he really should have been like the leader. He- Why was it the next person I'm about to talk to, and I'm about to talk? And that yellow sun, that seems stupid. Yeah, some of them like, well, I'm like, yeah, y'all got some real stupid things that y'all have no powers against. Like you really can't use nothing. You really, the sun is yellow, right? It's like, really, that's your weakness. This, this little minor thing, didn't get it. So obviously, number one is Lex Luthor. Now, Lex Luthor, I'm gonna go real deep into that detail because Lex Luthor, obviously, his number one traditional enemy is Superman. Only one, um, he's a science, he was a mad scientist. However, if you read the comics, you will understand that Superman and Lex Luthor were friends in grade school, I want to say high school. And Lex Luthor was a scientist. He did a science experiment. It turned him bald. He blamed Superman and then turned into a mad scientist. He's, I guess, the founder of the Legion of Doom, and that's what makes him a leader. But he was so incompetent to me. I just kept saying, man, this should be Grodd. Grodd should be the leader. Lex Luthor, like in the more modern comics, they have him like being a billionaire, him being president, him being super smart. But from what I remember, he was just always goofy. Like he was just, it was like, okay, let's make Superman look really smart by having him look really stupid. He did, like, I think, let me make sure I get this right because I don't want, okay, so I'm going to type, did Lex Luthor know that Clark Kent is Superman? Nope. Did Lex Luthor know that Superman Did Lex Luthor know Superman's weakness? If he did, he had to be pretty stupid because everybody, I think, knew that Superman's weakness was kryptonite. Yet nobody could find it. Nobody never could find it. It was like some rarity. Like couldn't produce it in the lab. Um, um, And it says here, yes, Lex Luthor frequently knows about Superman's weakness to kryptonite. Through scientific analysis of meteors, researching Superman's origins, or accidental discoveries, Luthor often identifies the radioactive remnants from Krypton, specifically green kryptonite, can weaken or kill Superman, yet never makes it. He knows that it's his weakness and he's a scientist and he can't make it. Like he's just sitting there like, yeah, I know, but I'm not gonna make it because of whatever. Like you did all that study, all that research, and you couldn't figure out a way to make the one thing that the best superhero would be weak. Because if you take out Superman, all the other ones are gonna fall. They can't survive without Superman. Point blank in the period, right? You sit here and say, yeah, you know what? Nah, I ain't gonna make it. I know he's, kryptonite weakens him. I don't even have the decency to team up with other villains to make kryptonite. I just know that it's his weakness. What was the point of you knowing it and you never did anything about it? You never did anything about it. It was like you were just like, "Oh, like, what were you doing? You knew that kryptonite was his super weakness, and you just didn't even think, hey, let me, um, let me team up with somebody to make some, figure out what it's made of. You could have destroyed Superman like easily. But nope, you're not smart. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to just say this. I enjoy when I do these um, topics because it gives me a chance to, of course, relax. But I want to just kind of dig a little deeper into this because I'm going to type in, wait a minute, hold on a second. How stupid is the Legion of Doom? I promise, except for Grodd, everybody else is just um it was like they were just trying to portray them as stupid. Like, I mean, I know your job is to make the super friends look smart and look talented or blah blah blah, but dang, they were stupid. Like, like Sinestro. Yes, you if you attack Green Lantern first and beat him with yellow, he's not going to be able to make green because he's dispowered. But every time he makes something yellow and then Green Lantern would make something green and be like even match. And it was like, do they just want to make them look stupid? Um, and always like this. They always in fault with each other. They always fought with each other. Um, they were convoluted, they were over the top, they were ridiculous. Their priorities um never worked. I don't know. Well, okay, obviously the mantra said that their goal was to take over the universe. They couldn't even take over Metropolis. They couldn't even take over little Metropolis. How their goal was to take over the universe, I have no idea. Like this is your goal. You can't even overtake a little bitty city. Um, they were petty. Um, they lacked depth. They would cross each other, throw each other under the bus. They weren't unified. And of course, again, that's intentional, right? It's intentional because they want to make the Super Friends look good. They want to make the Super Friends, tell the kids, don't be evil, don't try to take over the universe. And they want to present that positive image, so they got to make these characters look ridiculous. Minus Grodd. Again, Grodd was the only one to me that did not look super ridiculous. Now he was power hungry, but he didn't look ridiculous to me. Like I said, I just think I'm like, y'all just made them look stupid. Like, like you just sitting there, just gonna make them all over the top, and they never had a plan. They never thought about, oh, gee, the Justice League has this superhero called Superman. He's able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Look up in the sky, up in the up. Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Yeah, we know he's alert. We know kryptonite is his weakness, but oh well. Uh, 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 let's travel back in time, and if we stop them, it's like They would, and I don't know. Again, this is purposeful, but their plans were so stupid they were bound not to work. I would have liked to see maybe just one episode where their plan worked. Like just one episode where you know what they that actually worked. Like they actually did it. But again, their goal was to take over the universe. They couldn't even conquer Metropolis. And you know what I loved about the Legion of Doom? They lived in the swamp. Oh, they lived in the swamp. I don't know whether it was Ozark. I don't know where it was. I'm assuming it was in the United States, like Metropolis. But they had like this. Oh, let me find it. Let me find it. Um, Legion of Doom headquarters. Uh, that's not what I want to find. No, that well, I want the one that looks like the cartoon. Yeah, this is a good one. Well, shoot, they ain't even big enough for me to see it. I'm trying to get a nice show more images. I'll show it to you. Okay. Nope, 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 nope. But it was like a bubble. I'm gonna find a picture of this because I thought, you know what? I like the fact that they lived in the swamp. I don't know why I like the fact that they lived in the swamp, but I like the fact that they lived in the swamp. Okay, let's go just straight images. That's the inside. Okay, this picture is good enough. I'm gonna show y'all just a quick little picture, just a quick little picture, and then I cannot believe I've been talking about the Legion of Doom for 50 minutes, but we going it was actually called Call of Doom. Nope, that's not it. Oh yeah, it is. That's what it looks like right there. That's what it looks like. That's the Legion of Doom. Um, so that's what it looks like. And again, I always love to do these shows. I have not thought about next week's topic. Um, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, like, share, comment, subscribe, like, share, comment, subscribe. Again, with all that's going on in our world, I always want to do at least one show where I just let loose and laugh. I think I've always believed that laughter is medicine. So I'm going to continue on this trajectory of doing um silly Saturday shows. It's not going to end. Hope you all tune in next week. I have not decided next week's topic. I've ranked the Justice League before, so I know I'm probably not going to do that. I know I've done 80s cartoons. I don't know how many times I can visit 80s cartoons. So I'll think of something, but do remember to join me tomorrow for the Sunday show. Um, we're going to talk about, of course, Israel and the United States bombing Iran. We're going to talk about, well, that's probably, we'll talk about the State of the Union. We'll talk about the BAFTA Awards and its backlash. We have a whole lot to get to tomorrow, so that's our more serious show. That comes on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today, we're going to take you home again with the final day of Black History Month. But this time, we're going to take you out with some Mahalia Jackson singing We Shall Overcome. Thank you for joining me. Be great, do great, walk great. And I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great evening. Hold on a second, guys.
We're going home tonight, and we've been kind to everybody. Wait, I'm going to sing a song. We're going to be kind to everybody, aren't we? Oh, yes, we're going to be kind to everybody because God has been kind to you. We're going to thank God for his many blessings that he has bestowed upon us. We're going to thank God for a portion of our loved ones still with us. We're going to thank God for a portion of good health, too. What would we do without God? As the young boys sang tonight, weren't they lovely? I enjoyed them so much. Let's give them another big hand. The young group that sang. Everybody give the young boys that sang a big hand. Let's give them another big hand. And they're going to come out right now. We're going to do one of the songs that we do in America. We're going to ask the boys to come. We're going to do one of the songs that we still have in faith and we still have hope in God that we shall overcome one day. And we know if we believe in our hearts, as Dr. Martin Luther King has taught us to love thy neighbor as thyself. And you know, when you love everybody, you have peace within. Where the boys? It's very simple. But where there's love, you have peace abundantly within yourself. And we used to sing this before Dr. Martin Luther King died. And he said, if you still believe in your heart, if you really believe, da, 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 every night somewhere in some church, we sing this song, or some concert hall, to remind our people we shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall oh, yeah, yeah. Deep in my heart, I do believe. Oh, we shall overcome. deep in my heart, I do believe. Oh, we shall someday, yeah, we shall all be free one day. We shall all be free one day. We shall all be free one day. Yeah, one day. Deep in my heart, I do believe. Oh, we shall all be free. One day, someday,